Something's not right with this guy. He is not walking right. He is standing around like frozen. Something is not right with him. I'm not sure what it is, but I've had enough bad news. He keeps just standing here like this. That is highly abnormal for him. What's wrong with you, buddy? So today we reconfigured the fence back approximately the way that it was before. We hauled in this mound of dirt for the rabbits. And now the rabbits are running around all over the place, exploring their new, not new home. And their new dirt pile. And just kind of running around all over the place. So looks like everything remains just about right in their world as far as I can tell. So I just poured out food for the goats, and that guy is normally number one in line. Something is not right with this poor little guy. What's wrong with you, buddy? What's wrong with you, buddy? This is how he's been standing on and off since I got here today. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? So this is the second coral snake we found out here. This one's probably about 18 to 20 inches long, which is really big for coral snakes. I've not been previously aware that they're native or that they're very prominent over here. We found lots of copperheads, but this is only the second coral snake we found. But I really don't like these things, so when I find them, time to play that game of whack-a-mole with them, with a shovel. That guy's head is still wiggling around trying to bite somebody, but the rest of him is not cooperating because it has been removed from his head section.
Where's his head?
I chopped his head off and threw it in the ditch.
Oh, so he didn't get bit?
Yes, so nobody got bit. Because even after you chop their heads off, they can still bite you.
Yeah,
Their mouths can still go like that, and their fangs can still bite.
You should eat it too.
No, I'm just going to throw him straight in the ditch because I don't want anything to do with the coral snake. And hopefully...
Are you going to do a video?
I'm doing a video right now.
Okay.
Do what?
Mom said the other, like, that long copperhead.
Yes, because Mom's a wild lady. That's why. We're just going to throw this snake in the ditch over there because he's dead. But
can't birds just eat it all up?
Yep, but they can do it somewhere other than in my yard. So, I'm going to end this video and then I'm going to throw them in the ditch. I just want to give you guys a chance to see them. This is a coral snake. See the red next to the yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Red next to yellow will kill a fellow. Okay?
Red next to black. It looks.
That's right. So our bunny Chex is already starting to excavate a burrow out of Bunny Mountain. Which is the reason why we brought it in here. So that's good. This area is very low. When it rains heavily, there is a lot of water standing here. So, right here, starting to excavate already. So, hopefully they'll keep at it. And hopefully all of them will dig little burrows for themselves. So we've had this wooden spool out here for a long time, but it's so tall that the goats have not been able to get up on it. Last week, or I guess earlier this week, we moved that 20,000-pound tree stump right there over to the base of the spool. See if the goats could step up on it and get up there, and now they have, so they figured it out, and this is apparently the cool place to be now. Have you ever seen an egg without a shell on it? Look at this thing. That is so weird. It's just like a bag. I know it's not from lack of calcium because we just threw out last week a giant pan of oyster shells, so I don't know what's going on with that, but it's a soft, squishy egg. I'm not going to put that in my basket because I don't think that that's going to hold up, but that's some weird stuff right there. So these apparent swamp chickens would still rather drink out of mud puddles than out of their designated clean water source drinking locations. We're about 3 hours out from 3 days worth of rain blowing in, so they'll be in luck. There ought to be mud puddles everywhere. So we're out here today getting everything, all the food and all the water stocked up. Trying to be ready to not be out here for a couple of days because you don't want to come all the way down here just to get poured on all day. So as you can see, Rabbit Mountain has apparently been growing in popularity since we adjusted the fence so that the rabbits could access it again. So they're digging holes all over the place. I don't know that this dirt is packed down and stable enough yet for them to be doing that, but first time we get a good rain, it'll pack it all down, and that should be in the next 2 or 3 hours if the weather predictions are correct. So we'll see. But in any event, it's been giving the rabbits something to do other than trying to escape, so I'll chalk that one up as a win in my book. Still no bees. Continuing to wait that out. Flowers are blooming everywhere. Could happen any day. I hope it does. I've been trying to get rid of all these rattan vines and poison oak and poison ivy vines since we first got here. And I've chopped a bunch of them down, but there's still a bunch of it left. But I just pulled this big old chunk of rattan vine down out of a tree. It was growing probably 30 or 40 feet up in the air, up in a tree. And the goats came running to gobble all this stuff up. So even the goats that don't want anything to do with humans and are skittish and scared and antisocial, they'll still come running if you pull a tree over for them or pull a big bushy vine down for them to eat. So I guess us humans are still good for something after all. These free-range chickens are just digging around in the leaves and the dirt and eating whatever they want, whatever they can find. And that chicken thinks he's going to eat Jacob. Or maybe he thinks Jacob's going to feed him. I don't know. Natalie's pulling a small tree over so that the goats can eat all the leaves out of the top of it and totally kill my tree. But goats like it. And Natalie likes it. Now she's trying to call all the chickens over too.
Okay.
Be glad you don't have upstairs neighbors like that.